Here's the exact secret compounding system I have used across two of these brands to scale them to over $350,000 per month. Here's a refresh check just so you know it's legit. We've done about $209,000 over the last 30 days on this one store. And here's another one. Over the last 30 days, we've done about $125,000 on give or take. I'll also refresh this for you just so you know it's legit, because in this industry, you have to show your numbers to be taken seriously. So here we go. Now that you know that this works, I want to go a little bit deeper on the results here. Last 90 days, or let's say since December of this year, on this one store, we have done about $334,000, and this store practically did not even exist back in October. So we did about $400 in October, and November, we just figured this product out was a winner. And this is when we started to scale this up to the next level. And we don't just do it for one brand, we've been doing it over and over again for multiple stores, and here's the exact system that I have developed actively works. So in this video, I'm going to be going over the secret behind exactly how we get such low CPCs to the US market, and more importantly, how we get these consistent results across our brands. Step 1. When you have 10 to 15 sales per day, you want to go ahead and start posting at least 1 to 3 times per day on your Instagram page. Why is this so important? Dropshipping in 2025 has changed. You cannot just go ahead and run ads and expect to work anymore. You have to make sure there's some effort and thought that's being put behind every single ad that you're running, and more importantly, every single product that you're testing as well. You cannot just now go ahead and sell any junk, random product and hope for that to work. You have to make sure there's some value that you're adding to your customer's life, or even if your product doesn't actually add value to your customer's life, can you present it or package it in a way where it adds value, or where you at least market it that way. One of the most important things you want to be focusing on is your social media pages. A lot of dropshippers avoid talking about, and they don't do this because they're just constantly jumping from product to product. Now again, when you have 10 to 15 sales per day, that tells me you have a product that solves some sort of a problem, or more importantly, at least has some demand. When you have identified your demand, the next step that you want to be going ahead and doing is you want to build an actual brand. You want to move from the traditional dropshipping route where you're just selling cheap Chinese products to now building an actual brand. And how do you do that? I still, to this day, with all of these brands I showed you, which do about $300,000 per month, we still ship to China. We don't have any inventory yet. We're going ahead and operating this in a very lean model. We're not constantly buying stock. We're not doing any of that just yet. It's purely dropshipping. But why do customers keep coming back to us? Why do customers actively want to buy more of our products? Why are they satisfied with our brand? One of the most important things you want to be doing is you actually want to take care of your customers. This is something that is very boring. It's like a taboo to talk about with dropshipping. You have to make sure your customers are happy. You have to make sure you respond to your emails on time. You have to make sure that you're building a community. Again, this is very important. You need to preface this. When you have gone ahead and crossed at least 10 to 15 sales per day consistently for over, let's say, about 2 weeks or so, then you have something that's working. You have something that has a demand. And then post 1 to 3 high quality posts of your product in action, showcasing how the product works, showcasing how the product can add value to the customer's life. And this is super important when you're just trying to scale. And these videos could be you just simply showcasing how the product works, what the benefits of that product are, and 1 to 3 posts every day are necessary. I'll tell you why. Because everyone just posts one video which they steal from TikTok and expect it to work. If you're trying to just test shop, by all means go ahead and do that. But when you're trying to scale, you want to make your own content. You want to put yourself out there. And that may be uncomfortable for a lot of people, but that is important when you're just trying to scale. So this is for people who want to scale, who've actually found a winning product. If you've not found a winner, watch my other videos. This is for people specifically who found something that is working and they want to take it to the next level. 5 to 7 stories per day as well. Now, these stories cannot be anything. They have to be engineered in a certain specific way. What do I do? Across all of my brands, I have 3 different sections of my stories. One, I have reviews. I show if it's a transformational product, if it's a weight loss product. I will show that, hey, this was the person before using my product, and here's the person now after using my product. You want to show a clear difference between what the customer was before and how your product has helped them achieve that desired outcome, which is losing weight in this particular case. The next thing you want to be doing, the next highlight that I particularly have is testimonials or video reviews of customers using and showing my product off. The third highlight I have is just showcasing my product in action, some publications or whatever the case may be. That's my third highlight. These things are super important. Now, I would also recommend the fourth point, and jumping from second to the fourth, is you have to make sure that you're verified on your Instagram. If you don't have my handwriting is terrible, don't mind me. But if you're not verified, people will not trust you nowadays. And you have to make sure that as a brand who's growing, you're verified. Also, you want to make sure you either buy followers or you run ads or you run profile ads to cheap countries. So what you can do is you can also run ads to, let's say, countries like any third world country, and just run a page like ad, just start getting some followers. If you don't want to do that, if you want to take the cheaper way and the faster way, you can just simply go ahead and run or just buy followers directly. I don't recommend doing it. I've never really personally done it myself. I know people who have and never really found a problem with that. So that way your page looks legit. Your page looks like it's actual brand that customers will love buy from. So now these 10 to 15 sales per day now translates to 50 to 100 sales per day. This is exactly what I've done for all my brands. You have a hybrid store, like where you can test any product you want in any market without having to build a new store for every product you want to test. And then what you go ahead and do is once you found a winning product, you build an actual brand around it. That's what you want to be focusing on. So that's exactly what we do. So hybrid store is simply just to see what product works, what product doesn't work, and you narrow down. You narrow down to something that works, and then you build a whole brand around it. So this is for you to get to your first 10 to 15 sales per day. When you've crossed that 10 to 15 sales per day mark, then you go ahead and implement these small aspects, these small things that people don't even talk about into your store. Trust me, your sales will, besides your ads, start quadrupling, because these things build up and they compound over time. Now, what's the secret sauce? What has actually gotten us these 40-cent CPCs in the US market? Now, if you have run ads for a while, you know how expensive it is to run ads to US. Sometimes the CPC go up to $1, $2, right? But how have I maintained my CPCs at 30 cents? If someone has a $1 CPC, which is not unheard of at all in the US market, I am literally getting 3 times almost the clicks that they are getting. So I get 3 times the amount of sales that they're getting, just with this one simple strategy that I'm going to show you here. What do? We constantly reply to our comments. I get it. It sounds very simple. It sounds very boring, but that's the answer right there. What do? When we have a customer asking a question, we reply with a photo and we reply with a comment or answer to their question. What else do? We also go ahead and ask them a counter question. So if customer tells me that, hey, will this fit my dog? I will simply respond by saying, okay, what breed is your dog? Can you send a photo of your dog? And then they will send a photo of their dog. And this is only something you can do in the Facebook comments, by the way. On Instagram, you cannot. On Facebook, you can go ahead and do this. So the customer now sends me the photo of their dog. I now have, photo of their dog. I just respond to that by saying that, hey, it will fit them. Here's 5 customers who have used this for this particular breed. What does this do? This makes my ads cheaper. Why? I'll tell you why. You have to make sure that whenever you're running ads, Facebook doesn't know the difference between who's commenting. If you're commenting, it will count as the comment. If you respond to comments, it will count as the comment. So you have to make sure that you're constantly responding to as many, and trust me, as many comments as you can, and spark a conversation. And this is something that I have taken from, I'm not sure who the person was, but I've seen this somewhere. This is not my own strategy. I've seen this somewhere. Majority of the things that you will do are things that I've done that are derived from somewhere. I've not built or invented any of that, right? So what do? If I have these many questions, I respond with questions as well. I respond with photos. And this is what has constantly worked for me. This is what we actually do across all of our ads. Because if you see any of our ads, 250 comments here. If you look at this ad right here, 350 comments. This ad right here, 1.5k comments with 3.4k likes. If I am running this, I'm constantly getting cheaper likes, not expensive $1-2 clicks. I'm getting the cheapest clicks in the world and actually building a whole, literally a whole comment section which is full of people asking questions, and then simply going ahead and making sure that every single question is answered. And again, I'm getting my point across this way. So this quadruples my comments and makes my ads cheaper. And this is something that I've been doing for the longest time, and this is what I've done to take my ads which had 5 likes, 6 likes. Because a lot of you guys run ads which have 5 likes. Would you buy from an ad which has 5 likes? Would you buy from a post or a page which has 2 likes or 2 followers? You will not. You have to make sure you're engineering your dropshipping stores in that way, at least for the long term, when you start getting 10 to 15 sales. This is only something you should be doing when you've crossed 10 to 15 sales per day. Before that, watch my other videos. Like I said, focus on getting to 10 to 15 sales per day. Get to at least $300 per day revenue. When you get there, then you can start doing all these other things. I hope this made sense. I hope this actually adds some value and, more importantly, makes you some more money.